Have you ever just been sitting on the sofa and realised that you meant to go and pee several hours ago and you just kind of forgotten about it? Or maybe sometimes you get a headache and realise the last time you had something to drink was between several hours and like a million years ago. Maybe sometimes you forget to breathe. This video might just be for you. Just because you feel it doesn't make it true. And this is especially true for neurospicy peeps. In my last video, we looked at how neurotypical brains process internal signals. Today, we're going to look at how neurodivergent brains do the same thing and how we can help our brains categorize things more accurately. Hi, folks. As some of you might know, my name is Elle, and I'm a clinical neuropsychologist / educator who loves to talk about brains, neurodivergence, and increasing accessibility to health, fitness, and overall wellness. What happens in the body is that the brain builds a model of the body and continuously updates it. It compares data about predicted body state to actual incoming signals and creates a most likely case scenario based on the two. So, for instance, if you've not eaten for the past 4 hours and your tummy starts to feel something, your brain suggests that you're hungry. This is the most energy efficient way of dealing with the huge amount of stimuli your brain is juggling from day to day. The trouble is, sometimes there's a predictive error. This model is actually supported by large-scale reviews by researchers like Alan Seth and Lisa Feldman Barrett, so we've got some real scientific support for this idea. Now, in the last video, we saw that the insular, ACC, and prefrontal cortex, the PFC, are involved in the monitoring of your internal state, detection of mismatches, and making decisions about what to do. The hypothalamus should also get a mention here as the part of the brain that regulates and monitors things like hunger, thirst, and energy. It's basically responsible for picking up signals and passing them along for processing. So what's different in neurodivergent brains? Well, 3 main mechanisms keep popping up in research. Number 1, in both ADHD and autism research, it shows that there's often reduced or atypical interoceptive accuracy, which is often coupled with alexithymia, the difficulty to identify internal states. This is often seen as lower accuracy in heartbeat detection and differences in insular activation in response to incoming signals. This means that the signals are either less reliable or harder to interpret. In both ADHD and ASD, there are differences compared to neurotypical brains in the salience network. Now, this network is essentially responsible for helping you to prioritize things by working out how urgent or important they are. Trouble is, we tend to have altered connectivity and switching between networks. This means that important signals are either completely missed, for example, how long have you needed to pee for? Do you remember the last time you ate? Or they're over-amplified, which is sort of like the typical, I've been hyper-focused on making sure that all of my characters in game have the same outfits, going from character to character to craft, buy, and quest for specific items, and I haven't eaten for no one knows how long anymore, but now I'm ravenous and I'm going to die here and now if I don't immediately eat. I'm not judging. The struggle is real. The third mechanism we'll look at today is dopamine and motivation. This is particularly salient for ADHDers, as we tend to have dysregulation in the striatum and dopamine pathways. You can see the research here. This research shows that we have a dysfunction of the dopamine pathway, which can make tasks feel more effortful, like, oh, we have to cook again. And that we also have an increased sensitivity to reward / novelty. This can affect our interpretation of events. So low dopamine might feel like, I'm tired, or I can't do this. But physiologically, you're not actually low on energy. This means that our internal state often gets labeled by the brain as incapacity. Thanks, brain, that's great. An emerging theory suggests that there are differences in predictive processing. Neurotypical brains seem to have a balanced prediction with sensory input, whereas neurodivergent brains may rely more heavily on raw input if you are ASD, or unstable predictions if you're ADHD, or a mix of the two if you're both. And less stability leads to more prediction errors. So how can we help our brains process internal signals better? Number 1, externalize your bodily signals. Now this sounds kind of like set a reminder as advice, but bear with me. Because our brains often miss cues, it's important to set external cues. This can be done as timed eating. So set an alarm for regular intervals during your day, not on your phone. Buy an external alarm and place it away from where you normally sit, so you actually have to get up and break your current behavior to turn it off. Or if you have a pet, feed them at the same time you need to take pills. You can bet that even if you forget, they won't. Or place your phone under your dry and well secured water bottle so that you're forced to move it every time you check your phone. Drink every time you touch it. Okay. Number 2, test it. Yeah, this one works for neurotypical and neurospicy brains in the same way. Drink water and set a timer. You can do this on your phone to see if you still feel hungry after 5 minutes, 30 minutes. If you do, eat. Start a workout, get up, get in the clothes you're wearing and start moving. If you feel alright after 5 minutes, continue. Swap clothes if necessary, otherwise just do it in the same clothes you're wearing. You make the rules after all. 3, build a signal dictionary. When I feel X, it means Y. So when I feel shaky and irritable, that means I'm hungry. Or when I feel suddenly sleepy, I'm too cold. Keep it on flashcards, in a notebook, in a diary. It's not like you don't have a million you've never used anyway. 4, train interoception specifically. This can be done with micro check-ins, like what's my energy from 1 to 10? Do I feel tense or relaxed? Keep it short. If you find that too difficult, try moving with it. Stretch and notice if you feel stiff. Movement can help signal clarity, especially in ADHD. If neither of those work, try pairing with existing habits while you're brushing your teeth. Check to see if you feel thirsty. Making a cup of tea. Check to see if you feel sleepy, groggy, or awake. 5, sensation seeking. Sometimes when we get a fuzzy or unclear signal, it's actually your brain looking for a sensation to get a quick hit of stimulation. This is especially true in ADHDers, where we have more difficulty in regulating our dopamine levels. So keep things on hand that deliver strong sensations. I like fizzy water and sour sweets, but anything that makes your nose feel like it's going to explode will probably do the trick. This won't fix the signal directly, but it helps your system settle enough to be able to actually interpret what's going on. You can also help your body by helping the regulation of the signal. Sometimes you're not dealing with a misinterpretation as much as you're dealing with an overwhelming signal. So splash your face with cold water. Purposefully slow your breathing. Try 4 seconds in. You can bet 6 breathing out. 6. These can help stabilize the input to the insula. Remember though, every brain is different and different things will or won't work for you. The trick is to keep trying and learn to accept delay. This is something I've been working on lately myself. As an ND brain, my interoception is often delayed. I often don't notice hunger at all until I'm ravenous. So it's important to try to plan ahead in ADHD-friendly ways, like having a supply of easily accessible and ready-made foods. Bonus if they're healthy. Asking for help with preparing prepped portions of fruits and vegetables to keep in the fridge, or you can buy them if you fancy. Having things that will satiate my need for sensation, something I used to often mistake for hunger, such as fizzy water, fizzy drinks, bittersweet foods, like I said before. Neurospicy brains are especially prone to mistaking understimulation for other things, such as hunger. So work with your brain. Give it what it's searching for in a controlled way. Neurotypical brains listen to their body. Neurodivergent brains, well, we build subtitles. Thanks for watching, and make sure to click on follow so you don't miss my next video. As always, if you've got any questions or comments, or even if you'd just like to say hi, I'd love to chat, and please do leave me a like to let me know you've been here. Thank you.